ringside, and we're ready to go. Another big week, championship wrestling. By golly, I like the looks of what we're going to have, too, David.
Oh, I tell you, opening match of the day, Rock and Roll Express will be in here. Rick Morton, Robert Gibson, right here in the ring. And that's not all. The Moondogs will be coming up a little bit later. The King, Jerry Lawler, will be here. We will also have the Bruise Brothers in. Not all. The expiration of time match today is going to be a 10-man tag team match. 10 around that ring at one time. That's a load of folks in the ring.
We're loaded up today. That's exactly what's going to happen here. We've got plenty of time for it, and we're going to get into it right now. We'll take time out. We'll be back with a Rock and Roll Express in just a moment. Official announcement. And David.
There's going to be one fall, 15-minute time limit. Introducing at a total weight of 407 pounds. From Memphis, Tennessee, Pat Hutchinson and his partner from parts unknown, the Masked Maurader. At a total of 437 pounds. From Nashville, Tennessee and Pensacola, Florida, Rick Morton, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Okay, off come the jackets from all, and we're about ready to go with this opening bout here. Big tag match with the Rock and Roll Express. Very exciting team. Rick. Okay, Dave, here we go. Pat Hutchinson and Rick Morton.
Rick Morton out of the corner. Ready to go. Right behind Pat Hutchinson. Nice takedown. Took his right leg away from him. Hutchinson face forward, fell to the mat. Rick Morton trying to get the shoulders down. Hutchinson makes a move. Got both feet locked around that bottom rope. Break call for both of them back up on their feet. Rick Morton, quite a background in amateur wrestling. Before he turned professional several years ago. He took Hutchinson down to the mat again, but right over by the ropes, and Hutchinson had both feet over the rope. Crowd chanting, go, Rick, go. Hutchinson slips around behind Rick. Boy, look at the reversal Morton put on him. Picks him up in the air, drops him down to the mat, trying to turn those shoulders over for the referee to start the count, but Hutchinson again near the ropes and uses them to get out of the hole. Pat Hutchinson over the corner. Word for his partner, the Masked Maurader. Morton makes the tag. Here comes Robert Gibson. Round behind. He puts the full Nelson on Hutchinson. And a forearm applied by Rick Morton. Hutchinson makes the tag now. It's Robert Gibson against the Masked Maurader. Minute and a half gone. 1:30 gone in this 15-minute time limit match. Rock and Roll Express against Hutchinson and the Maurader. Robert Gibson takes Maurader over to the corner. The tag made, and here's Morton. He grabs him. Robert Gibson with a shot for it as he leaves. Rick Morton with a leg dive and drops down on the backside of the knee. Over the rope. Robert Gibson springs down with a lower leg. He makes the tag. Here comes Rick over the rope. Rick Morton makes the tag on Robert Gibson. Here's Robert springing over that rope again. Drops down with the right foot on the left knee. Cutting toe hold. Robert's still near the corner. Rock and Roll able to stay close to their corner. They're keeping the Maurader over near there. Able to tag out frequently. See some of that teamwork that Rock and Roll Express has been known for since they got together. That's Rick Morton with the toe hold. Masked Maurader shoulders down on the mat. Referee started the count, had the count at 1. It's tough to keep the shoulders down for a 3 count with this hold because you don't have enough of your own weight over your opponent's body to keep those shoulders pinned flat. He's putting the hurt on him, though, and that's what Rick Morton is doing to the Marauder. Marauder breaks out of it, heads for a tag, but heads the wrong way. Instead, he headed toward the Rock and Roll Express corner. They make a tag. Rick Morton dumps him over the shoulder. Robert Gibson ties those legs up. This is going to be it. 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, sir.
Not much way he was going to get out of that one at all. And the Rock and Roll Express get the victory. Time on it, 3 minutes, 23 seconds. 3:23.
Tell you one thing, Robert learned that from his brother Rick. He used to use it too. They start the spinning leg lock, hook it into a grapevine in that back bowl, and gets that a lot of weight down in there. So the R&R Express come through with another victory. Plenty of action in that one, and by golly, we got more to go. We'll be back to it in just one moment. Moondog song, David. Jimmy Hart blowing his whistle. Yeah, that's where I would. Check out the shoes and the little headgear that Jimmy has on.
There they are, the Moondogs. Jimmy Hart with the checkered Foreign Legion type cap. Huge match. Getting ready for a one-fall, 15-minute time limit tag team match. Introducing at a total weight of 431 pounds. From Memphis, Tennessee, Jim Jameson. Also from Memphis, his partner Ken Raper. Going against him at a total weight of 512 pounds with their manager Jimmy Hart. The International Roughnecks, the Moondogs. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Hart finally out of the ring, David.
Yeah.
Comes out to retire the Bones, I hope, a long way away. Jameson and partner have enough problems as it is. Bell time, here we go.
It is Ken Raper up in the air and body slam by the Moondogs. Hart blows the whistle. The other Moondog comes in. This is the bigger of the two. Smacks Ken Raper's head into the top turnbuckle, bounced into the ring, and the Moondog picks him up in the air. Walks around with him for a minute before he body slams him right in the center of the ring and drops down with that big upper arm. A choke by the Moondog. He's warned by the referee. He broke it before a disqualification danger. Now the Moondog comes in, lifting the boots to the chest. That's a fist, no doubt about it. He's just smacking him time and time again. The referee finally stepped in between them. Moondog back to work on Ken Raper. Knocked him right off his feet. 1 minute gone. 15 minutes, the overall time limit. Wow, what a power slam the Moondog put on it. Picks him up with a hair. Makes the tag. Other Moondog comes in. Raper tried to fight his way to the corner and the tag on his partner. Did he get it on Jim Jameson? No, he did not. Raper has to stay in there against the big Moondog. Moondog picks him up by the throat.
Ken Raper back down on the deck in there, and he's been roughed around more than just considerable.
He has indeed been in there all the way since the opening bell. Moondog with a suplex. Drops him hard, center of the ring. Manager Jimmy Hart pats him on the shoulder, says he's doing good. He drops down with a knee. 2 minutes gone.
A lot of beef in there with the Moondogs. Jimmy Hart's got a lot of it in that first family, no question about that. Slams his head into the corner, and there's a tag on Jim Jameson. Jim takes over.
Moondogs make a tag. 2.5 minutes gone.
Drove that midsection into the knee. It's a reverse of the backbreaker type move, the way the Moondogs use it. And he just drove that knee right up in that midsection hard. Coming off the rope. Oh, wow. Flying, wasn't he? Picked Jameson up by the hair and knocked him back down again.
3 minutes gone.
Oh, man.
Well, you could hear that one across the county.
At least. They have done quite a number on Raper and Jameson in their respective turns in there. And they got Jim hurt where they dropped him on that knee. His midsection is, he is really staggered up. Look at this. Coming down off that rope, flip him right over, and Jim Jameson, bang, count it out. 1, 2, 3. Moondogs hold it up as their hands are raised, and Jameson and Raper giving it a go, but by golly, just not enough of them, and not long enough having the experience in there for a fact. Dave, how about your time?
Time on it was 3 minutes, 38 seconds, 3:38.
3:38, and the official winner, the Moondogs.
Who weren't at the Mid-South Coliseum last Monday night, they don't know. When we see Terry Taylor, Bobby Eaton, and the Giant Rebel out here together, they're going to be wondering about it if they weren't out at the Coliseum last Monday night.
Lance, I ain't got very much to say. Jimmy Hart, you did me wrong, boy. And I'll tell you what, I learned from the old school. I learned from Jerry Lawler how to be mean, how to be rough. We held them belts for 2 years and a half, the Southern Tag Team belts. I know every dirty trick in the world. Jimmy Hart, I'm going to break your neck.
I want a lot of the folks to see exactly.
And also, wait a minute, that Moondog, they did me wrong, and I am very mad, and I'm going to break some people's necks. Do you understand me, boys?
I want you to see exactly what happened in a situation.
There's a tag on Bobby Eaton. Eaton comes in, and he fights pretty much the Moondog style. Eaton, Taylor, Prichard is out of the ring. He comes back. And now the Moondogs, as they do every time, from the second rope. And, hey, Moondog, come on, 2, 3. He hits the Giant Rebel. Hart is tearing up the flag, the Rebel flag, and now the Giant Rebel grabbed a hold of Hart, and
the Moondogs immediately come banging in behind with those bones, and now they've got the Giant Rebel bleeding.
We hear the crowd. They see somebody coming out. The whole team that defeated the First Family comes.
Yeah, that kind of gave you an idea of it and brought about a situation where Monday night you're going to have the Moondogs and Dennis Condrey involved going against the team of Taylor, Eaton, and the Giant Rebel. And all I can say is that I don't know how fast you make friends, but you sure lose them awful fast.
You know, I can tell Frazier is out here. You can smell him, baby. Let me tell you something, big boy. You know why I kept Frazier in the family? I'll tell you why. Because he was a big joke, man. That's all you've ever been to me, is a big laugh to keep around for the family to laugh at. Can you get a close-up of this picture right here? Look at this. Not only he dresses the Lone Ranger and the last thing, the Rebel. Come on, zoom in, guys. Wake up. There you go. Right here, baby. Come here. There you go. Look at him as Kamala. Isn't this a big joke? Look at this big balloon over here dressed as Kamala. You know, the Bee Gees wrote a song about you years ago. Somebody started a joke and got the whole world laughing, and that's exactly what happened to you, Frazier. Now, if you want to come out here running your mouth with these other two little pukes that are with you, that's great, baby, because I promise you this, you ain't going to be laughing after this week. Now, Philly Superstar Dundee. You know, I told you I hate losers in the family, and it's a new rule, baby. When you lose, you're gone from the family. Well, that's what happened to Dundee, you know, and Frazier both. Dundee called me week after week, day after day, and said, Jimmy Hart, you are the smartest man in professional wrestling. I know you can figure out some way to bring me back in here to wrestle, and I finally figured out the way to do it. But what does Dundee do? He comes back. He said, I'll promise anything. I'll get on my hands and knees. I'll do anything if you can come back. So what I did, I gave the guy a chance to come back, and he went against Lawler because I wanted that Southern belt. But what happens? He loses. You know, this is ridiculous, man. I am sick and tired of losers. Dundee, you're washed up. You're finished. You and Frazier both, baby. through.
You talk about losers. What about Ken Patera? Now, Ken Patera lost,
that's
too.
right, Ken Patera. You know what happened on that? Eddie Martin stood out here last week, and what did he say? Jimmy Hart, if I stay up 10 weeks, if I stay up every night, I'm going to do everything I can to get even with you. And that's what he told him. I know what he did. He told Paul Morton, you know what he said? He told Paul Morton, he said, don't you come back here unless Ken Patera loses that match. That's exactly what he did.
That's a lot of
bull, man. You know I'm telling the truth, and you know it. I don't lie. You know I don't lie.
We give the folks an idea about what happened in that Lawler-Dundee battle in there, and see what happens in it. And you talking about Luke? Well, all right. Yes, I want to take a look at it. Right here is the winner, and here comes Dundee. Drops with an elbow. This is the next match underway. No rest period. And Dundee jumps right on Lawler. Dundee pounding on the King. Jimmy is up there and arguing with the referee. Dundee goes up to the top rope. Once again, jumps straight off on Lawler with both feet. Lawler whips that strap down. Coming after Dundee. Jerry Calhoun. Jimmy Hart. Okay, Jimmy, yeah, right there. Now that's a point. Now I want you to watch this and see about the
let me tell you,
the
Dundee
losing.
doesn't have
Look
any
at
more.
Dundee.
He hit Lawler with everything he could. Couldn't even knock him off his feet,
I saw
man.
the chain. So did everybody else. Comes. He had to throw the chain in there.
Oh, bull, man. You see what you want to see. That's why you're wearing glasses and I'm not, man. I didn't throw anything in the ring. Dundee just couldn't get the job done. Wanted to admit it like everybody else saw it right there, man. He's finished, washed up, man. I don't need him in the family anymore.
I'm not backing up the Dundee part of it. All I'm saying is that as has happened...
I even knocked him down. He's washed up, man. Look at that.
As happened with others there, you lead into something and end up blaming somebody else for it. How about that?
Well, I wasn't looking. He hit me when I wasn't looking. He had to sneak up behind my back. Nobody has ever hit me face to face because they hadn't got enough guts to do it. Look at him. Look at him right there, baby.
Jimmy Hart taking a little pounding. Here comes the Assassins.
Look at the Assassins, though, baby. Big, bad, rough and tough. The Assassins, baby. The Eliminators. Look at them. Nobody pushes. Look at this. Look at it.
Billy knocked down by the Assassins as they're in the ring. Jimmy Hart, of course, right there.
Now, baby, we're going to give him the beating that Lawler should have gave him, man. Look at this right now, man. Come on. Come on. Don't stop the film now. It's getting good.
Lawler out there simply saying, of course, that that's what happens when you don't have any friends. And
well, let me just say this, Dundee, you better be ready, boy, because I promise you the Assassins and Jimmy Hart will be ready.
Jimmy with his Moondogs and talking about the Dundee situation as he's got a match coming up with the Assassins. We're going to take time out and we'll be back in just a moment. Call during this particular break, and coming out right now is Jimmy Hart. This is at the request, by the way, of Jimmy Hart that we made this phone call, and we called one of the international stars of wrestling, a big 6'4", 265-pound Jesse the Body Ventura. Jesse, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, wait just a second. Jimmy Hart's got something to say to you. Here, Jim.
Jesse,
Yeah.
We can't wait, man, for you to get down here, baby. Everybody's talking about you. Everybody knows what a superstar in professional wrestling you really are, what movies you've been in, who you've dated in all the star fields in California. They call you Mr. San Diego. I want you to talk to the people here right on TV, if you would.
Let me tell you people something. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is supposed to be known for having the king of rock, Elvis Presley. Well, let me tell you, I'm personal friends with the real king of rock, and that's Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones. I'm coming down there for one reason, and that is to get Jerry, the so-called King Lawler. You know, he built up his reputation whipping on a little dude by the name of Andy Kaufman. And I personally found out after he whipped Andy Kaufman, he wanted a match with Henny Youngman. Now, that's really time, Jerry Lawler. The dude's only 65 years old and plays a violin. But let me tell you something, Lawler. I don't play no violin. I'm 6'4", 270 pounds, 21.5-inch arms, 55-inch chest, and the most beautiful man in wrestling today. I've wrestled WWF champion Bob Backlund to a 1-hour draw. I've swamped the ring with Nick Bockwinkel, AWA champion. I'm probably the baddest dude in wrestling today. I've paintbrushed the incredible Hulk Hogan, who likes to whip on little dudes like Rocky Balboa. So I'm custom-made, Jerry Lawler, for whipping on guys that like to beat up little men in wrestling. So Jerry the King Lawler, you prepare yourself, boy, because Jesse the Body's coming in from San Diego, California, and I'm not traveling all the way to no redneck town like Memphis, Tennessee, in front of all them redneck stump jumpers down there. I'm bringing a little class in with me. Memphis, Tennessee, and the rest of Southern Wrestling, you get ready, because you're now listening to the new Southern Heavyweight Champion of the world. I'm predicting that already, Jack.
Well, people, you heard it right there, baby. The greatest professional athlete in the world today. You know, and I told the reason you couldn't be here today, and I wanted to surprise all the people here. But the people know that tonight you're going against, I hope they will after I tell them that he's going against the AWA champion, Nick Bockwinkel tonight. So I'm sure when you reach the city this week that you will be the new AWA champion, and then Monday night or Tuesday or whenever we're going to get that Southern Heavyweight belt, baby. I can't wait. Woo! Jesse, be careful, baby. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
There you go. There you go. Great, man. Can you believe it? So, people, I'm not bringing you the best in the world, man. You've seen it. Believe it, man. Jesse the Body Ventura.
Is there no end?
It'll never end. We might lose a couple in the family, but we've gained a couple of more. Woo!
I'll tell you one thing for a fact. He went out and got him a heavyweight this time. Everybody in the country is familiar with Jesse Ventura, and the Body will be some kind of tough competition.
I think we're about ready for a little competition, and we got a tag action match coming up, and right now, the King and Koko Ware.
About said, this is going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. King and Koko already in the ring. Ready for the opponents to show up. Here comes the referee. And here come the opponents right here. Again, it's one-fall, 15-minute time limit, introducing at a total of 449 pounds. From parts unknown, the Pink Panther, and from Memphis, Tennessee, Big Lou Winson. And going against them, total weight 443 pounds. From Union City, Tennessee, Koko Ware. And from Memphis, Tennessee, Jerry the King Lawler. On fall 15, Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
See a good team when you see Koko and the King in there together, and Big Lou and the Pink Panther have not had that much tag experience together. Louis Winston, big dude, as a matter of fact, and the Pink Panther, his partner, Jerry Calhoun, telling them to get it down to just one wrestler on each side of the ring, and it'll be Koko starting on that side and Big Lou on this side.
Big Lou, very aggressive wrestler. He comes out of the corner, especially when he's going against opponents where he is not favored. He's quite aggressive, but he's run into an aggressive wrestler right here, Koko Ware. Koko feeling across the ring with a drag. Koko wraps up the left arm, makes the tag. Here's Lawler. He takes over, puts another couple of twists on that arm. Jerry in control with Big Lou on the mat. He's got that arm twisted so much. He checked. Lawler wanted the referee to check with him, see if he wanted to give it up on submission. Winson said no, so Lawler back up on his feet. Oh, Winson deals him with a right fist. And again, a right fist. Lou Winson, upper arm. The fist again. Boy, that's 3 solid rights he's hit Lawler with. He's over to the corner and makes the tag on the Pink Panther. Winson held him up while the Pink Panther swung at him. Lawler, with a fist of his own, knocked the Panther right off his feet. Lawler makes the tag. Koko Ware. Oh, nice backdrop coming off the rope. Grabs the Panther, picks him up, drives him down with a power slam.
Good slam, indeed.
Tag is made on Lawler. Lawler, Koko set. Double drop kick, puts it down.
Nice timing together between Koko and the King in there as they went up with that double drop kick and put the Panther down in heavy shape. I was just thinking about Lawler's life. Of course, that's certainly the life that he has chosen, has done very well at it, but constantly Hart has got somebody that he's always bringing in to try to go to work on the King for the Southern title or just for doing it, and there it is.
That's the 3 count.
Talking about him bringing in Jesse Ventura to go after Jerry. Big win. As Koko Ware and the King come out with it. Nice pin.
Yeah, they look good as a tag team. Little teamwork, got it in 2 minutes, 35 seconds. Lawler and Koko get the win.
Big Lou helping Pink Panther out of the ropes after that particular pin. And the time again on it, David?
2:35.
2:35 is the King and Koko end up winning. Eddie Marlin, promoter.
I've been on the phone all week long talking to Bill Dundee. He couldn't be here today. He wanted me to come down and talk to Jerry Lawler. He sent an interview down. I'd like to play that interview and let Lawler look at it.
Got
all the fans.
Okay, some tape here for Eddie, if we can take a look at it now. Do we have it up? Yeah.
You know, I guess this interview of this is more for Jerry Lawler than it is for anybody else now. I talked to Eddie Marlin, and he said you need a monitor. So I hope you're standing near a monitor, Jerry, and you can see this. You know, last week when the Assassins was beating on me and Jimmy Hart was beating on me and I was laying there in a pool of blood, I could hear the people yelling, "We want Lawler, we want Lawler." But Jerry Lawler never did come near that ring. And when I was walking back and after the matches and I was walking down the street, there's a few of the people come up to me and they said, you know, I'm really mad at Jerry Lawler for not coming to help you, Bill. Well, there really shouldn't be, because maybe even in the same position, I wouldn't have come back to help you. And I can't really say I'm glad this happened as far as the beating that I took, but sometimes it takes something like this, or it takes a disaster in your life to make you see the mistakes that you've made. So I don't really blame him. In fact, you folks out there shouldn't be mad at Jerry Lawler, because maybe in the same situation you wouldn't have done it either. But all I can say is sometimes a disaster makes you sit down and take a look at your life. And I know how it feels like to have no friends now and have nobody that cares about you. Now, I turned my back on an awful lot of people, on some of the wrestlers, which is my friends, on some people that were just friends of mine, and most of all, a lot of the wrestling fans. Now, I don't know, Jerry, I feel that you and I make the best tag team around, and I know there's an awful lot of good ones. But deep down in my heart, I've had people say to me, and I'm sure you've had them say to you, Lawler and Dundee was the best team around in any decade. Well, that's how I feel. And all I can say to you, Jerry, I hate Jimmy Hart as much as you do, or maybe even more now, because Hart proves to me all he's interested in money and titles and belts. And he has a team. Every day is the greatest day in Jimmy Hart's life. Well, if you would just sign your name on that dotted line, because I've got the match with him, and all I need is a partner. If you just sign your name there, brother, we could take it from being the greatest day in his life to the worst day in his life, because Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee together can beat Jimmy Hart and the Assassins. Believe me, Jerry, I will not turn my back on you. give you 110%. I can go back to being Billy Superstar Dundee, the people used to love, and I know the King can be, well, you're just you, brother, and you'll do anything it takes to win a wrestling match, and I can too. Together, we can beat Hart and them two big goofs.
Well, I think he expressed it pretty clearly, Eddie. He apologized for his past mistakes, and he's asking just one thing simply, and that is he wants Jerry to be his partner in that bout coming up with the assassin.
Jerry, before you answer it, let me say he brought out 2 points there. One of them, he's seen how it is without having friends, and I think he's found out that he's been doing the wrong things. And another thing, always in the past, anytime Jerry Lawler's name and Bill Dundee's name was down on a piece of paper as a tag team, it was good to me because it was box office. And it was good to all the fans because regardless of what I had to do that night, if the fans would look back in the back, I'd be sitting back there watching the match because I knew it was going to be an action-packed match. It was going to be y'all have made the best team that's ever been put together in the past, and he wanted me to come out on his behalf and ask for you to sign on the dotted line.
Well, what about it, Jerry?
Well, you know, I've talked to Eddie, you know, earlier this week, and I knew this was coming about because, you know, I'd heard that Bill had this change of heart, so to speak. They say it takes a bigger man to admit, you know, that he's wrong, and I'm glad to see Bill making this kind of decision. It's what I said before. Hopefully that he would get, you know, get his head on straight, get the thinking right. Apparently he is, but at the same time, I want to say this. It hadn't been all that many weeks ago that I stood right here in this very spot, and I listened to a guy stand right there, and he said, you know, I've been wrong about all those things I said about you. I was wrong when I said those things about the fans here. I didn't mean any of that stuff. I'm sorry, and all I want you to do is be my partner. And this was Andy Kaufman. And I brought a little piece of film to show you what happened when I trusted Andy Kaufman. And just take a look at this.
This was when Jerry agreed, and look at that.
Yeah, so now I'm not trying to imply that this is what Bill Dundee's going to do, but all I'm saying is that before I risk any kind of a rerun of that type of situation, I think that he owes it to not only to me but to the people here to prove himself. So until then, I think that he just needs to find himself a different partner. That's all I'm saying.
I tried. I just want you to remember one thing. Just keep it in the back of your mind. Bill Dundee and Jerry Lawler is the best tag team combination that's ever been put together in history of wrestling. And he wanted me to come down and try Lance, and I've tried, and I wished you'd really give it a lot of thought.
Okay, well, appreciate it, Eddie, and thank you, Jerry, for sharing this moment or two with our championship wrestling fans. And the answer, Bill, is no. And that is the way that goes. We're going to take time out, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Anybody can walk around the ring and the people will shake anybody's hand. Nobody's got it, baby. Well, I tell you, I just proved my point right there with a Bruise Brothers doing it, Bruise.
Why don't you head to the Foreign Legion? I think it's a marvelous idea. Let's go for the official introduction, David.
It's going to be one fall, 15-minute time limit. Total weight 412 pounds. Introducing from Memphis, Tennessee, Robert Reed and his partner, David Johnson. At a total of 452 pounds for their manager, Jimmy Hart from the Windy City. The Bruise Brothers. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Jimmy in there pepping up the green and pork chop cash, and we're about ready for it. Bell time. And Robert Reed starting out with the Dream Machine.
I'm watching MTV every time I turn this thing on, man. Come on, Dream. You and improved Bruise Brothers, baby.
Dream Machine.
Oh, look what we got. We got a guy here, Robert Reed, from the Jerry Lawler School of Wrestling, and some guy over there was showing talent on his seat of his trunk from the Koko Ware School of Wrestling. Look at him. Beautiful. There you go, baby.
Pork chop cash working on Robert Reed. Robert Reed, center of the ring. He got hammered on. Pork chop picks him up.
Look at that. There you go, baby. Beautiful, beautiful.
That was a right fist. He hit him right in the face with
No,
a
it was
fist.
an open hand, open hand, open hand. You hear what I'm saying? Open hand, Dave Brown. Open hand. That's right, Bruise Brothers. Fist City, USA. Woo! Beautiful.
Double team, Dream Machine's knee in the ring. He comes in after the tag by Pork Chop Cash. Bruise Brothers really working on Robert Reed. Got him in the air, body slamming.
Beautiful. Beautiful. There you go. Come on. There you go. Pick him up. There you go. Beautiful.
Robert Reed shoved back to the corner by the Dream Machine. He allows him to tag his partner, David Johnson.
Dancing Larry. Look at him. He dances around the ring. Hey, come on. There you go. Whoa. You know what's going through his mind? What am I doing here now, baby? Woo! Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Come on, Pork Chop. Take care of him, baby.
Pork Chop Cash in for the Bruise Brothers after the tag. He drops with a big forearm on David Johnson. Pork Chop dropping again.
You know, Pork Chop Cash years ago was probably one of the first people to ever bring music into this area, if everybody remembers him. Look at him, the Bruise Brothers. Big, bad, rough, and tough.
Pork Chop
Come on,
drops.
you got him, baby. You got him. There you go. Come on. Beautiful. There you go. Beautiful.
David Johnson being rammed into the foot of the Dream Machine over in the corner. Dream Machine comes back in after the tag. We're 2 minutes into this one. 2 minutes in. 15 minutes the time limit on it.
You know, which guy would you, in your opinion, would think would be the best? The guy from Koko School of Wrestling or the guy from the Jerry Lawler School of Wrestling? Which one? Which one? Which one? Go ahead.
Let's talk about the match here. There's a cover by the Dream Machine, 2.
Beautiful.
And 3. He's got it. Well, it didn't take them long, and it was Bruise Brothers all the way. Heavy favorites coming in, and they defeat Robert Reed and David Johnson. They worked on Robert Reed a long time. Then they got David Johnson in there and showed no mercy. As both the Bruise Brothers, Pork Chop and the Dream Machine, both just bounced up and down using the fist, the forearm, the boot. And they get the win. Time on it, 2 minutes, 18 seconds, 2:18.
Okay, still some more action, Dave. We got that 10-man bout coming up, and we're going to take time out right now. Be back to it in just a moment.
Side of the ring, you had the huge 600 pounds assassin came in with the world belts, and on the other side, Stan and Steve with that speed and tremendous conditioning, and it ended up with the belt being held up in the action, but it was a great tag match of rough and tough indeed.
You know, let me just say something right now, if y'all people will listen to me just for a second here. You know, I am so sick. I sit back there and I look and I watch Frazier to talk about how great he used to be with Lawler. Dundee comes out here and talk about how big and bad they used to be. Who wants to talk about the past, man? I'm sick of the past. That's what these people live on. Eddie Marlin comes out and he's whining and complaining and bringing his little crying towel out here. You know, it makes me sick, man. You know, who helped Jimmy Hart when I had a broken jaw, a broken leg, or anything else here, burned face? Jimmy Hart helped himself, baby, because I have the family with me. That's what's important to me as the first family of professional wrestling. Now, the fabulous ones, they have all the excuses in the world. Let me tell you what happened. You know what happened in that match? I'll tell you right now. We had our hands raised. It's the first decent thing Jerry Calhoun has ever done in his entire life was raise our hands because we were the winners, and he was the legal man in the ring. So Eddie Marlin, you know what? I'll tell you what it boils down to. Eddie Marlin stood out here last week, and he said, Jimmy Hart, whatever it takes, whatever I have to do, I will get even with you, and that was his way. He sent Paul Morton down there to raise these guys' hands. Well, let me tell you something, baby. The Fargos can't protect you, or Eddie Marlin either. That's all I got to say.
Listen, let me tell you something. Before you run off, I just simply want to say that the way the match came out, the belts being held up, anybody that had any sense and sane certainly is going to be able to see that that's exactly what happened. We've got the tape.
Beautiful.
All right,
Beautiful. Show
and
it,
the reason that Morton was in there was because Calhoun wasn't able to be at that moment. Big double backdrop by the fabulous one. Woo, clothesline and viciously knocks the assassin off his feet. Double suplex. Steve covers him up, but there's no referee. Calhoun is out on the floor. Stan Lane hollering, give me a ref, give me a ref. Steve has a pin, but there's no referee in there. Here comes Paul Morton. Got a 1, 2, 3. And there was a count on one assassin and on Stan Lane. So that's going to cause some belt problems in there. Paul Morton came in at the request of Stan Lane. He counted out Eddie.
Only one thing we can do, we can just hold the title up until we have a chance to view the field. The title is held up right now.
Eddie. And it stands that way because at the moment it looked like that Jerry Calhoun was unable to get back in there. Paul Morton came out. And he did what he saw. You saw both of them. There was a man pin from each side. Jimmy, you just won't...
There's only one thing we can do is hold the titles up. That's Eddie Marlin. One thing we can do, Eddie, but there's one thing we can do, baby, and that's win them right back. You can cheat me if you want to do it, but you ain't getting away with it, man. I'm sick of it.
Don't run off. You stand out here doing all the hollering and screaming. Let's listen to what the Fabs have to say about the whole thing. Well, take a listen.
On a beautiful day like this out in the sunshine, it's kind of hard to sit here and complain. But we do have that opportunity. We get to say our 2 cents worth. And our 2 cents worth is this. We're just as much the World Tag Team Champions as the Assassins are right now. And that's because the belts have been held up. After viewing the film and seeing it back 2 or 3 times, we still feel that we are the champions. But due to the fact that there was 2 referees involved, then the belts have been held up. So all I can say this is the Assassins, last week we got down. We got down and we did it. We became the world champions in our eyes. This week we're going to have to go right back and do it again. And that no disqualification is still there, and the no time limit is still there, so it's going to be a long, hard battle. But we're going to give you everything we got, because we didn't get the Fabulous One's name by being beat.
Just like you said, Steve, it'd be awful easy for us to come out here and complain. We could just choose any number of reasons to complain about, to write to Stanley Blackburn the way Jimmy Hart always seems to do. But no, we're not going to do that. Because Steve and I both feel we have enough confidence in our ability to come back there this week and do it all over again. And I'm talking about pinning your shoulders to the mat. Steve had you pinned for at least half a minute last week, but it didn't happen. Our hands weren't raised by the right referee. Baldy Morton was not commissioned to referee that match, and even though he raised our hands, it didn't stand. But you know, and we know, and every person knows is watching this TV show right now, that we are the uncrowned World Tag Team Champions. So Monday night, guys, get ready. It's not going to happen the way it did last time. We're coming with everything we got, and we're going to leave there with those trophies.
Well, there it is. They're not crying. They're not moaning. All they're doing is sitting there saying, bring them on.
Oh, they're not as pleading to Eddie Marlin. That's all they're doing. 2 bubble-headed bleach blondes, man. That's all you got. You better stay by the pool, because that's where you're going to end up when we get through with them, man.
Too, brother, and you betcha. Listen, we've had a lot of requests for the folks to see the Fabulous One special.
Please,
we keep getting letters and...
You know who's requested? They're sitting home right now. They're sitting home right now going, hey, yeah, would you please run the Fabulous One special? They're doing it themselves. Nobody wants to see it, man. I don't want to see it. I'm not going to stand it. You want to see the Fabulous One special?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Well, good. I don't. I believe it.
About the match coming up with Stan Hansen. Let's listen to Austin.
Make it short. I'm going to make it sweet. I'm going to trim the fat. I'm going to get to the meat. I want Stan Hansen to know I'm coming right at you, darling. I've had to listen to you for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Run your big fat mouth and tell everybody how great you are. Tell everybody you've kicked everybody's can from coast to coast. Tell everybody that you're an international heavyweight champion yourself. And tell everybody that you're the strongest man in the world on occasion. Well, Ken Patera said he was the strongest man in the world, but that didn't stop Austin Idol. Where's Ken Patera now? He's hovering somewhere, believe me, darling. He is hovering. He is limping somewhere. Now, I want you to know one thing, Hansen. I want you to know it well. I want to get right to the point, darling. You can sit out here. You can chew your tobacco. You can spit in a cup all you want to, darling, because you don't scare me. Now, you took Tom Prichard, who hadn't been around that long, but's going to be a great athlete one day, and you chewed him up pretty good. And you made fun of it, and you told everybody that that was an example, that he was a stepping stone, and that it didn't make any difference who else it was going to be. You're going to step off everybody. I'm going to snort you up one nostril. I'm going to spit you out the other, darling. Memphis, Monday night, let's lock up.
I got they'll be doing that Monday night, Coliseum. I tell you, one of those nights, where I really don't think you can afford to miss it. You be down there with us Monday and see the action. We've got some more coming up. We'll take time out right now.
I'm proud of the people screaming over the first family when we come out like this.
Here we go. Not sure it was the first family they were screaming for. Let's do the introductions for 10-man tag team action. Total weight, 1,186 pounds. We'll start on the left of the ring. King Carl Fergie from Atlanta, Georgia. The Prince of Darkness from parts unknown. Big Lou Winson from Memphis, Tennessee. And out of the Windy City, the Bruise Brothers. And on the other side of the ring at a total weight of 1,070 pounds, from parts unknown, the Jaguar. From Houston, Texas, Tom Prichard. From Columbus, Ohio, Bobby Fulton. From Huntsville, Alabama, Bobby Eaton. And from Union City, Tennessee, Koko Ware. And I think the names all match people that are in the ring. I believe everyone is there. No substitutions that I can see. This is going to be the expiration of time. The referee is Jerry Calhoun.
Hold on, let's see. Koko is not in there. It is Eaton. All right. Eaton, Fulton, Prichard, Taylor, and the Jaguar. That's the far side of the ring.
Okay. Terry Taylor instead of Koko Ware.
Yeah, right. Okay, and starting out right now, Tom Prichard going against King Carl Fergie in action.
Look at those 5 guys on the other side of the ring. They look like a Memphis State fraternity with a tiger mascot. Look at them. Look at them. They're about 18 years old.
Okay, Jim, we'll see how they work.
Tom Prichard with Fergie. Oh, back in the corner, but Fergie reverses him.
What they've always been, Hart's always been talking about, youth, the youth movement. Well, he's looking at it across the ring right there. Tom Prichard, Terry Taylor, Bobby Fulton. Can't tell about the Jaguar. And Bobby Eaton, big right hand. Down goes King Carl Fergie. Jim,
tell it like it is.
Go away, will you please? Go away. Okay, hey, use the fist. Promises, promises. In the middle of the ring. I knew you would. Bobby Fulton, King Carl Fergie. Well, I tell you, that guy getting your hair, he just absolutely drive you right up a tree.
You know, he was talking about the youth movement. He is looking at the youth movement over there, but he's not looking at rookies. He's looking at veteran young wrestlers.
Bobby Fulton just got big elbow. The Pork Chop Cash, one of the Bruise Brothers. Pork Chop, very large of muscle. 4-2, Bobby, right now. The Prince of Darkness from the outside grabs him by the hair. Hanging on while Pork Chop slamming into the midsection. Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to bring it up. Into the knee of the Dream Machine.
And the tag made on the Jaguar. Jaguar in against Big Lou Winson. Jaguar back in the rope, using the feet. Winson into the rope with backward kick. That's a move we've seen the Jaguar use before. He makes the tag. Terry Taylor in there. He has Big Lou in the air. He body slams him. He tags Bobby Eaton. Eaton drops down with the upper arm. That's Carl Fergie wandering in with no tag. He's just trying to get him back out of there. Eaton. Terry Taylor put Big Lou Winson down to the mat.
See, they're trying to pick on the guy with the least experience. Look, Big Lou.
Yeah.
There you go, Big Lou. Big Lou's pretty good there, man. Look at him.
All of them got Eaton back close to the corner. Prince of Darkness in there now.
Didn't even phase the Prince.
That phased him, knocked him off his feet. Whoops. Headbutt. Eaton knocked back to the corner.
Look at Bobby. He looks great laying down like that, doesn't he? That's what he did to the family. He laid down on the job. That's why I got rid of him.
King Carl Fergie back in. Reverse neck breaker he put on him. Bobby Eaton, the victim of the neck breaker. Carl Fergie climbing the rope. He's on the middle rope. He's walking the rope. Bobby Eaton moved out of the way. Fergie just hit the mat. Eaton tags the Jaguar. Wow, what a drop kick. He sprung. He had some kind of stretch on that kick as he put Fergie down. Now holding him up. After the tag. Prichard. Kick behind the head.
This is not contact kick karate. This is wrestling.
It was not illegal because he hit him with the top of the boot. Count of two. 2 count. Prichard is able to get on Fergie. The tag made. Bobby Fulton had his hair pulled, looked like, by Carl Fergie. Dream machine of the Bruise Brothers in there.
The people are behind them, and it just doesn't do any good. The family doesn't need anybody behind us. We don't want anybody behind us, man. We don't need you.
Power slam, a cover, a count of 2. Bobby Fulton broke out of it at 2. Dream machine runs him into Carl Fergie's knee over in the corner. Dream makes the tag, and here's the other Bruise brother, Pork Chop Cash, coming in. We're 5 minutes, the end of this ball, 5 minutes gone. Prichard and Bruise brother about to get into it over there.
Pork Chop, they don't want in the ring with you, baby. Look, he just challenged everybody, none of them.
Fulton grabbed by King Carl Fergie, thrown over the top rope. And, of course, that's a disqualification, but the referee was trying to break up the hassle on the other side of it.
Look out, 8 of them on the floor here. Meanwhile, Bobby Eaton has had Pork Chop Cash shoulders down. That was broken up. Now, everybody heads for the ring. Now we got all 10 of them in the ring. Referee trying to restore order. Hopeless task here. Jerry Calhoun trying to sort out 10 of them and get it just 1 against 1 in there again. 6-minute mark has gone by in this ball. Referee trying to separate the individual battles that are going on, and looks like he's making progress, too.
You know, it's bad enough when you got a regular tag team match, but when you got a 10-man tag and you start getting everybody in the ring and trying to separate and watch and all that, boy, oh boy, it's one referee.
You need 2 referees.
You know, that may be the only thing you and I agree about in the entire world, Jimmy, is the fact that a lot of times 2 referees would really be helpful in there. Ooh, the Jaguar. He can get it on, too, I'll tell you. We haven't seen that much of him, but he is very fast, and he just got himself ripped open right there.
Yeah, that worked once before.
Yeah.
The Pork Chop set for it that time.
The Tiger mascot's down. Look at him.
Jaguar. Good speed. Some unusual moves, too. You may have to use one to get out of this as Pork Chop tags Big Lou Winson.
And Fulton laying on the rope. They're out of check, man. Another reason I got rid of him. Look at him, hanging on.
What you would like for him to do is go roaring in there without the benefit of a tag and just forget all about the rules. That's the way the First Family does it. King Carl Fergie buries a foot into the body of the Jaguar, and he dropped down with a big knee.
Doesn't anybody want in? What's the matter? Nobody going to help the Jaguar out, huh?
We just passed 8 minutes. 8 minutes gone in this one.
The family stays together. What did I tell everybody? Togetherness, baby. That's what's happening.
We're in the first ball of action of our expiration of time and see the Jaguar fire over there to beautiful Bobby. And look at him go. Oh, the ring's filling up. Well, we got all 10 up in, and the poor referee has no chance at all to break the thing up.
This match, man.
Yeah, you would expect him, I'm sure, to just get everything straightened out, Jimmy. That's close with your reasoning. In the ring, they're all just blasting away at each other. Jaguar and Pork Chop and the Dream and Perry Taylor, Prichard and King Carl Fergie, Bobby Fulton, Big Lou Winson, Bobby Eaton, and the Prince of Darkness. Well, we gave you all the pairs, so those are the 10 bouts that are going at it in there. Expiration of time, yeah. Referee still got his hands full in there and battling away. We're going to have to take time out and go to a break, Dave. So with it still going, we're going to a break right now.
Yeah, while the break was going on, at least we got everything stopped down there. Got rid of them in there. We still had a moment or two left on, I think, but the referee decided after 2 times of having 10 guys in the ring and out of the ring, I might add.
Yeah, so it was 3 times, actually.
Yeah.
He had to restore order, which, as we had talked about during the match, is just not easy when you got that many folks in there all at once.
So despite all of the hollering, I don't know whether anybody could hear it or not that it really makes any difference. Hart was hollering, we won, we won, we won. They did not win.
No, it stopped.
Just flat stopped, and that's exactly the way it happened. There's one nice thing about him not coming back out here.
We don't have to listen to him?
Jimmy Hart won't be back out there either. Listen, something, a guy that I don't know him that well. I know him by reputation that well, and I don't know, we'd be careful about saying something like that about him. Big Stan Hansen, who comes from Borger, Texas.
Borger, Texas. Yeah, he was with us a few weeks ago. He's the TV champion,
yes,
as a matter of fact. He did some of the damage over to that corner of the desk. It has a couple of knots out of it, and that was done by Stan Hansen.
He tips him at 300 or so. Stan has got some words to say about everybody, almost.
Yeah! Everybody gaze at it. Everybody drool at it. Everybody run from it. But you can't hide Lawler. You can't hide Otto. You can't hide the fabulous one. You can't hide Dutch Mantel from Podunk, Texas. Come on, boy. Be a man. Stand up. Tell them where you're really from. You ain't from Texas. We don't make that kind in Texas. But the people of Memphis are finding out what a real Texan's like. And in just a little while, they're going to have the opportunity to come and see me because I'm coming to this area. I'm coming to this area to kick the king down. I'm coming to this area to take the weird guys and ship them back to Florida. I'm coming to establish a new power, a new ruler in Memphis. If it's not Stan Hansen, it's got to be the Lariat. Ask Bruno Sammartino. Ask them all, brother, because this is the thing that has stopped them. This is the thing that has done it. And the drive that's inside me, the drive that makes me go all the way, 100%. Any way I can. Any way, Lawler. Have you ever dealt with anybody like me who's big, who's nasty, who's fast, and who likes to hurt? I chew tobacco. I'm not good looking, and I don't care if anybody likes me or not. I got what I want. But not in this wrestling business. And that's what I'm here for. Lawler, you got something I want. You have something I want. The fabulous ones, y'all got something I want. And what y'all got is y'all's hides. And I'm the man who can take it off of you. I am the man. Sometimes I wonder if anybody can stop me. Well, I know nobody in Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, all these play Arkansas. There ain't a man alive, man, can step toe-to-toe with me. But I'm smart, too. I know what I got to do to be a winner. This thing right here has made me successful. It's going to make me a lot more successful. I've got the hunger, Lawler. You're fat and happy, boy. Everybody's fat and happy, but I'm not. I've been cleaned out, and I'm starting over. And I'm hungry, Jack, and I'm starting to the top. And I'm going to walk right over everybody in the Memphis area or wherever. It doesn't matter.
because everybody's going to have a new household name, and it's called the Lariat.
That's him.
You go tell him he talks too much. Yeah, that's Stan Hansen, our TV champ. How about a recap today?
All right, winners today. Rock and Roll Express won their match over Hutchinson, Maurader. It was the Moondogs beating Jameson and Ken Raper. Jerry Lawler and Koko Ware over the Pink Panther and Big Lou. The Bruise Brothers defeated Robert Reed and David Johnson. Then in the 10-man match, all kind of action in there, but it was stopped by the referee. No winner.
Filled up with it. By golly, we'll see you next week. This is Lance Russell speaking for Dave Brown, saying bye-bye, everybody.